We have heard of engineers sort of quitting and becoming musicians, getting into acting. We've heard of engineers wanting to do so many other things. Have you ever heard of a banker turning into a farmer? Well, our next story and our person of interest this morning on the Breakfast Club are two brothers who come from Agra, who were studying abroad, had a ghar wapsi during the pandemic. One of them also worked in a Dubai bank and now have taken up farming. Farming making it so lucrative that their earnings are about 7.5 CR, that's 7.5 crore annually. So please join me in welcoming Rishabh and Ayush who join us from Agra this morning. Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Sonal. We are doing fine.
All right. So I want to first understand from you both, Rishabh and Ayush, what went on? You guys decided to come back and pick up farming, that to a very interesting form of mushroom farming. Can you take me through the story first? How did you put your mind into deciding to become a farmer?
Uh, when we were studying, when I was in London and brother was in Dubai, so we had in mind that we had to do our own business and we don't want to go into the job sector, the corporate sector. So basically, the farming which we are doing today, it converted from our passion to a venture which we are enjoying and which we are doing very well. So we converted our passion to do something for a mainland and not for somebody that we are working from 9 to 5 and we are waking up early in the morning 7 o'clock and we are like rushing out. We don't want to do that.
You mean
So
people like us? You
no,
don't want to
no.
do that. You want to own your time.
So we chose a sector which we were able to do very properly and very traditionally also, technically also. So we had this scientific
Yeah.
background with us.
Hmm.
So we thought that we should blend technology with the traditional farming which we are doing.
Interesting. Interesting. So talk me, talk to us a little bit about this tech sort of blending with farming and how you're putting it to use. I understand these are mushrooms that grow in a bag. They don't use a lot of water, they don't use a lot of space, and it's completely organic. How does it work?
Actually, mushrooms do use water and mushrooms are 90% water. So
Hmm.
the science behind mushrooms is that we have to control the humidity, temperature and the CO2. So earlier in India, before we were growing, so we saw many farms in India in which we saw that CO2 is not controlled, humidity is not controlled, and the mushroom quality is not so good. So we started with mushroom farming, uh, we sort of thought that we should control the CO2 monitoring should be very important in mushroom. So we started with CO2 monitoring and temperature monitoring, which we are now able to do with IoT. That's an IoT device. We are able to store the temperatures in the mobile phone as well.
Hmm.
Real time data we can see.
I see. I see. And I see in all those videos and pictures that you've shared with us, the entire family is pretty involved in ensuring that it actually happens. I'm quite sort of interested to understand how big is the mushroom business here in India. We've seen there was a time not very long ago when mushroom was supposed to be an exotic vegetable, but not anymore. And the prices have crashed. There is a lot of availability as well. So could you give us a few details on how big is this market?
So the market is really huge in India. Like uh, if we go towards east, from where we are standing in Agra. So from Agra till Lucknow and till Gorakhpur and Nepal, we are supplying in Bihar,
Hmm.
Kolkata also. So the market is very big. We are not only depending on Delhi, Kanpur, Mumbai, and big cities like metro cities. Even in smaller cities like Gonda and Varanasi, Allahabad, people are eating mushrooms, and mushrooms are in tons and tons. So it's not in 100 kgs or 200 kgs. Even in Varanasi and Gonda and Barabanki, people are eating tons of mushroom. So the mushroom market is now really, really very big.
Right, right. But, Ayush and Rishabh, when we hear stories like yours, people who are educated, who went abroad, got the finest education available out there, came back and started doing farming, one has to think about what is it that the Indian farmer is not doing right. It's good to see all of you sort of taking the initiative and contributing, giving employment as well. Do you have certain things in mind, or what is your perspective on Indian farmers being able to do it the right way?
So our farm is a perfect example of sustainability and nature. So we not only do business over here, we also promote agriculture and farming techniques. We also help farmers learn some new things and some new exotic vegetables they can grow. So what we saw is farmers are they're trapped in a cave. So if I am sprinkling one urea and one two ureas in my farm, so if the production is too good, so next time what we'll do is they also will sprinkle two urea bags in their farm. No matter what the condition of the farm is, no matter what the nutrients are over there in this farm, they don't do the soil testing. They don't do anything. They just saw the production is good in this farm and he did two urea sprinkle. So I'll also do that. So that's not the farming technique we should opt. So basically
So what
that's
you're
why
saying
India
is
is
that
lacking because
every piece of soil,
it's
every
different.
crop, every produce will require a different technique, and I think that's the education that's lacking as well. That's quite
Every crop
interesting.
require
I'm
different
told
things. Yeah.
Rishabh, yeah, yeah. I'm told Rishabh is a man of few words, but Rishabh, can I sort of ask you to come in here? So when people ask you guys your occupation, do you say I'm a banker turned farmer? Like, how do you guys define yourself? How do you guys say what you're doing
We
these
define
days?
us, we define us as Bharat ke Kisan.
Bharat ke?
Kisan.
Bharat ke Kisan. That's not a bad sort of
Even when we are on a
introduction at
conference call
all.
with our family, relatives and cousins, they also tell आगे
Huh.
भारत के किसान.
And is this lucrative? Of course, you guys have good earnings now. What is the progression from here after mushrooms? Are you guys thinking of other vegetables as well that can be grown in
So right
controlled
now we
environments?
are thinking to expand our mushroom business only. So we currently have 12 chambers and we are planning to establish more 24 chambers. So we'll have total of 36 chambers and a production of around 5 to 6 tons per day.
We our
Right.
farming is not only limited to mushrooms. We also grow broccoli. We
Renewable
also
fields.
yeah. We also grow tomatoes. We grow English cucumber. Many
Seedless
vegetables.
food.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually lovely to see different ways of farming that are now coming to the foray, from hydroponics to not using soil at all to vertical farms. There's so much really that is being done, but in smaller quantities. I think the idea here is to ensure how do we scale it up and how do we really take it back to the farmer so that they can also benefit at the end of this process. So counting on you guys to put on your thinking hats and ensure that also happens. But before we let you go, I have a little request that has been bugging us over mushroom farming as well. And Rishabh, Ayush, we would love for you to take it up. You know, mushrooms these days come to us in these plastic dabbas. Please do something about that. All of us love eating it, but we hate getting in and consuming it in these plastic boxes. Please, use all your education resources to ensure that that is taken out of the bag as well, and that kind of consumption is not happening. So I'm going to leave you guys on that note and on that thought. But thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with everything that you do.
Thank you so much.